Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. We just hit 38.8k subscribers. Let's hit 39k and then 40k by the end of the month. Please like this video down below and subscribe to the channel. But before we get started, I have to tell you guys about my friends over at My Patriot Supply. As Americans, we need to be prepared, and that includes avoiding the long lines at the grocery store by stocking up on disaster food supply. And there's no better disaster food kits than the ones over at American-made My Patriot Supply. Take action so you're ready for what's coming and save $100 on a 4-week emergency food kit when you go to my special website, preparewithredeagle.com. Those that know what's coming are preparing today. Go to preparewithredeagle.com. That is preparewithredeagle.com. And today we have to talk about the implications of a Biden presidency and why that would disastrously doom the Democrat Party for years to come, if not decades. So we have to talk about this. And honestly, I don't believe that Joe Biden is going to win. I hope that Joe Biden doesn't win. Don't take my video as some sort of endorsement of a Biden presidency, because that's not what it is whatsoever. This is just showing how bad it would be for the Democrats. Assuming Trump would win, that would be very good for Republicans as well. That's what we need. We could have a 7-2 Republican conservative Supreme Court, and that would be more than anything we could ever want. But in the meantime, we have to look at the possibility of how laughably bad the 2022 midterms and 24 election would be for the Democratic Party. So basically, this video will be aimed at the Democrats who are out there who are kind of saying, man, I'm not too big on Joe Biden, but I'm not too big on Trump either. Those people, that's the people who the target audience of this video is going to be when I go through the numbers of the Senate. And we're going to talk about the House as well, because the House matters. And we're going to talk about why Joe Biden would be able to get absolutely nothing done. So there is no reason for any American to vote for Biden either way. Democrats are better off voting for Trump. They get trade policies here, prison reform there. The Democrats get more benefit voting for Donald Trump than they will be able to get if they vote for Joe Biden, who will do nothing, be an ineffective lame duck from day one. So here is the current Senate map. So in 2020, Republicans are almost certainly going to win Alabama. Democrats are going to probably win Colorado and Arizona. We can talk about North Carolina, Maine, Montana. Those are probably going to stay with the Republican no matter what. So it's obviously important to note that Michigan could flip to the Republican column, but assuming that Joe Biden would win the election come November, which I don't believe is going to happen, by the way, but assuming that was the case, Michigan would not flip into the Republican column in the Senate. So we would ideally have 52 Republicans and 48 Democrats in the Senate here moving forward. So this is the map right now, 52 to 48. Now, if we look at this, we basically have the 2022 midterms that are going to come up, and otherwise would have probably lost Republicans the Senate under a normal circumstance. However, that is not entirely the case. Republicans will almost certainly be energized to vote against Biden, Biden being as much of a non-factor as he is now when it comes to enthusiasm. His lack of action during his presidency is going to also be a big turnoff to the far left, as well as a lot of the core base within his own party. If you think back to 2010, Obama got destroyed in the midterms. Biden would also likely get destroyed in the midterms here, and his turnout would be very low because a lot of people would be disengaged without Donald Trump being there. So right now what we would have is probably not a whole lot of flips. I would assume nothing would flip to the Democrats, honestly. Personally, New Hampshire would flip to the Republicans, and Arizona probably would flip back, assuming Republicans can run a capable candidate that is not named Mark Kelly into the Arizona Senate seat there. Maybe one of Nevada or Colorado flips because of low turnout. Personally, I think Nevada could flip due to low turnout. It almost went red back in 2016 when you had full turnout. Honestly, the state's not really trending as Democrat as so many people are claiming. So off the top of the bat here, you would likely see 54, 55, maybe even 56 Senate seats into the Republican column. Republicans are going to gain 5 to 10 seats at a minimum in the House this year. They may gain 4 in California alone, looking at a lot of the data. So the Republicans would almost certainly take back the House. You probably would gain 30, 40, 50, if not like 60 seats on the Democrats. They would be getting close to 260, 270 seats in the House at that point. So what it would entail is that Biden would get nothing done. He probably couldn't pass a Supreme Court justice in that time. Maybe he replaces Ginsburg. I don't know if he'd be able to replace Breyer, and McConnell would be the stealth turtle that he is and prevent anything from getting done on that front. So that would be a very, very big benefit. So looking forward to 2024, Biden would have a disastrously low approval rating. Everybody would hate him. He'd get nothing done. The far right would hate him. The far left would hate him. Republicans put out a populist candidate like Tucker Carlson or Josh Hawley that the Democrats, some of the Democrats would actually come over for based on policy alone, and they would know how to handle the media fairly well. You would see a landslide, not a giant landslide. You'd see it fairly, like maybe 2016 plus a few extra states. Maybe Tucker would improve in places like Oregon, Washington, but it would entail a big enough landslide to the point where you would see states flip. Casey would be out in Pennsylvania. He's probably going to retire anyways. Stabenow would be retired. In Wisconsin, the seat would probably, I think Baldwin would either be retiring or that she would be ousted. And in the state of Minnesota, I think that, I doubt that Klobuchar would run for another term at that point. Maybe she would, maybe she wouldn't. That could easily go into the Republican column there. And then you have to look at Montana. You have to look at Ohio. You have to look at West Virginia, because these are the three solid red states at that point. They're not going to reelect Democrat senators. So right now it's 62 to 38. Maybe Arizona, personally, because of the trends, I think Arizona stays in the Democrat column. The only seat that Dems could really flip Republican here, looking at this now, would probably be the state of Florida, and I don't see that happening. Whether it be Rick Scott or somebody else, they're going to be having another 6-year term in the Senate. So right now, if you look at this map, this is 62 to 38. Maybe even if Dems gain 10 to 20 House seats back, they're still well below 200 seats in the House, let alone like 180, 190. So Democrats would be screwed if you can actually have a good Congress person. They would enact the hardest conservative agenda in history. So Democrats are going to sit there and vote for Joe Biden. They're going to destroy the republic in their eyes as a result, as Republicans would be able to do pretty much everything. So honestly, if you're a Democrat, the plea is don't vote for Joe Biden because it doesn't do you any good. And if you're a Republican, don't vote for Joe Biden because it doesn't do you any good either. What it's going to entail is 4 more years of Democrat rule. And what that's going to do is they're going to be able to push it around. You don't know what's going to happen in the Senate. So either way, doesn't matter what party you're in. I think that if you look at the data and you remove yourself from emotion, what we can understand is that a Biden presidency helps nobody. Get out of the orange man bad type of mindset, because that doesn't work. It's not helpful. A Biden presidency is disastrous for Democrats. A Biden presidency is disastrous for Republicans. Obviously, some Republicans might comment on the video and say, hey, wait a minute, if Trump goes down, we could have 60 seats in the Senate. That's not the best way of thinking. We can easily have 57, 58 seats in the Senate anyways. It depends. We have to be mobilized. We have to have a good midterm. I don't want to have that loser think mentality. I want to have the ability to say, hey, we can actually do this. However, with Biden, it's not going to happen. The guy literally has dementia. He's literally a dead man walking. It's not going to happen. Republicans will have over 60 seats in the Senate come 2024 if Biden wins. If Biden loses, hopefully Republicans can have the energy to have 2022 turn the tides, have a 2002 effect where your party defeats the other party. Republicans, and I will tell you, Democrats will be demoralized because of a Trump victory, that the 2022 midterms are not going to be that effective for them because they will be so demoralized. They might pick up a couple of House seats or so, which is why it's so important for Republicans to gain the House. And also, it's very important, I'll say this, in case of a Biden win, it's very important that if you're voting for Trump, down ballot, you vote for Republican candidates in the House and you vote for Republicans in the Senate. North Carolina, Maine in particular, I know people aren't too kind with Susan Collins, but I tell you, it's one vote that's very necessary that Republicans are going to need. They're going to need North Carolina. They're going to need to hold the Senate no matter what, so they can basically block everything Biden does in a last case emergency effort if he does actually win the presidency, which I personally don't believe he will. So that's the video. That's the take. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Please like this video down below, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. Join the Discord and subreddit. Donate to the Patreon or subscribe star. Links in description. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Red Eagle, out.